Thank you, thank you. Now today we're going to talk and discuss about that itch from Australia, south of the Rio Grande, the high and lonesome. Don't worry, I'm not an evangelical frog, even though I was born in Mississippi in the 1960s. Nor am I a health clinician. The closest thing I came to being a clinician frog was I was nearly dissected in my biology class in the 1960s. This was during the time of segregation, you see, and being a frog in a mixed species high school wasn't always safe. As a matter of fact, I was nearly run over by the school bully in his Ford Mustang, and that sort of thing wouldn't even be prosecuted back then. Well then, you might ask, what great insight does the amphibian have about the Great Barrier Reef? Isn't he in a relationship with Miss Piggy? Yes, it's true, I'm known to have skewered a boar. What are species just like yours calls porking? We usually go for the doggy style position, what her people call piggy, or mine froggy. Although when my people do it, we usually hump in a very static, rickety fashion, with our beady eyes fixed in a sort of dead stare straight ahead. But sometimes I get an itch when she's out of the house, and I just want to ogle some of my interspecies porn. Right off the bat, let me address some of the stereotypes and prejudices against interspecies sex, also known as bestiality. First off, does Piggy feel my entering and leaving? Yes, she does. Sure she does. At least she said so. I happen to be equipped with a very potent tool for my species. Back in the 60s, long after I had shed my tail, when I was in high school, I realized I had certain urges. Of course, you couldn't talk about those urges to your parents back then. It may be hard to believe now, but back then, bestiality was frowned upon, even illegal. I remember telling my dad I found pigs hot, and not just on the dinner table, and he nearly threw me out of the house. Oh well, being gay was considered even worse in frog community, especially in the South, well into the 2010s. You remember when Alex Jones spoke out about frogs turning gay? And about the globalists? Well, that turned out to be quite true. At least about my people being turned gay. But something other than that. A lot of my nieces and nephews were ostracized from their parents for being in same-sex relationships. Well, what I really wanted to talk to you about was masturbation. And what I'll tell you is this: don't do it or Jesus will get super pissed and your bits will fall off.